Sir, first of all, thank you for coming.
Welcome.
So my first question is, please tell us about your journey, your background. Uh, what is your name? From where you did schooling, college?
My name is Mridul Shivhare. I am from Datia district of Madhya Pradesh, that is near Gwalior, and I have done my schooling from Datia only. Then I have done my BA Political Science from a very small college in Indore, that is Arihant College. And in this one, first attempt to the UPSC, and I did my graduation last year only. And the first attempt was in 2021, and I got rank 247 in this year's examination.
Sir, did you took any coaching?
Actually, I took the coaching for the optional subject for my optional with PSIR. So I took coaching for that and not for the General Studies Foundation course.
Sir, which coaching?
Shubhra Ranjan ma'am coaching I did.
Sir, what did you did for prelims?
Actually, for the prelims, I would say the 3-4 things which one should identify. First is that if you do go by the previous year question, you will identify that certain subjects are there and the questions are fixed for that subject. For example, if you see polity, around 16 to 18 questions are asked. Economy, same 16 to 18 questions are asked. Modern history, 5 to 7. And environment, 20 to 25 questions are asked. That means these 4 subjects cover around 70 questions. So if any person is comfortable in the accuracy of these 4 subjects, he or she can definitely crack the prelims. For example, for science and tech, I didn't touch the science and tech for the prelims and the mains because the cutoff is 87. I got 99 marks. So I feel that one should be very accurate in the polity economy because the sources are fixed. For example, if one is doing Lakshmikant and Mrinal sir's notes and 5-6 topics of the environment and spectrum, but he or she should revise them again and again because these topics and these subjects can enable him or her to clear this examination. So I don't feel that any other sources or any test series can help. But one disclaimer is that he or she should again and again practice the previous year questions because the questions get repeated in the 5-7 years. So he or she should practice them again and again.
How many questions you attempted in prelims exam?
82 questions.
Is there any secret tip for prelims?
The secret tip is that don't go by the sources which are told by the coaching institution. Just rely on some basic sources. Like you should thoroughly revise the Lakshmikant. You should thoroughly revise the Mrinal sir's notes. And for an environment, I would say there is some issues in the among the aspirant that environment is very vast subject. And I would say that for environment, only 5-6 topics are important for the prelims examination. For example, if X body is, suppose NTCA is there, under which act it has been established, whether it is a statutory body, constitutional body, who is its chairman. That means acts, bodies, conventions, protected area networks like Tiger Reserve National Parks, some keywords mentioned in the news like greenwashing and all. These are important. And along with this, the reports of the international organizations like UNEP and all. But the problem is that instead of this, the coaching institutions are interested in asking the question of theoretical part, like what is food chain, what is food web. These type of questions are not asked in the UPSC. So I would say that instead of going for this theoretical part, one should revise only 5-7 topics of the environment, which I have uploaded in my blog, in the Telegram channel, as well as some blog in the Google. So they can identify for this. And I don't think that going for more and more mock tests can help in this examination rather than going for more and more PYQ solving can help a lot.
Sir, how did you started your preparation? Means, what was your approach? Prelims comes mains or first prelims then mains?
Actually, I feel that mains is the only reality in this examination. Neither prelims nor interview it is in your hands. So one should go for mains examination only. And plus, I would say it is I don't know whether I just said or not. During the mains, I got COVID. So I left the question of 170 marks. You know that in the mains examination, if you are leaving the questions of 170 marks, then you are out. But I got 807 marks in the mains because of the content I created for the mains examination with the practical examples, practical case studies, and practical points, which are not available generally in the coaching institution material. So I believe that the mains is the only reality, and I prepared hard for the mains before the around July part or July month only, because my health was not allowing me to prepare for the mains or the prelims, because I was hospitalized during the prelims examination. I got stomach ulcers during the mains. I was infected by the COVID-19, so I left around 170 marks of the questions in the mains examination. So I feel that you should complete thoroughly go by the syllabus. What is mentioned in the syllabus of the mains, you should thoroughly go by it. Nothing is asked beyond the syllabus and the previous year question. So one should thoroughly revise the syllabus and write notes of it and write previous year questions.
Any tips for answer writing?
Yes, I would say answer writing in the UPSC these days is all about interlinking of the things. For example, I would give the example of land reforms and NGOs. Generally, the pupil starts writing the definition of NGOs. But what I did is that I started that India is a welfare state. We have to establish socio-economic democracy in India, social justice in India. But the capacity of the state is limited. That's why we need NGO as a development partner of the state. This means you have to build a context by interlinking the things. You have to link the SDG with the women empowerment, Naxalism, terrorism, and it depends upon the person how he or she is interlinking the things with the other topics of the syllabus. So I feel value addition plays an important role. For example, any topic is there like hunger. You should write the hunger index, any case study on the hunger issue, like we have Arunachal Pradesh model, Tamil Nadu model in there, and keywords play an important role. For example, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Right now, Honorable Prime Minister is talking about Sabka Prayas. That means Jan Bhagidari and Jan Andolan, regulatory cholesterol. These type of keywords play an important role in writing the answer. And I still remember two of the keywords which I wrote in the mains examination. One is a DNA approach in the governance section. That means the dialogue, negotiation, and action approach in the mains. And secondly, WAM approach, winning hearts and mind approach in the Naxalism question. So I feel these keywords, reports, value addition, judgment of Supreme Courts, diagrams plays an important role in fetching good marks in the general studies papers.
Any tips for essay paper?
Yeah, for essay, I would say that one should first complete the GS syllabus and the optional, because ma'am, essay nothing but the amalgamation of all these syllabus of the UPSC. Secondly, one should practice writing the previous year question of the essay, because these days the philosophical essays are asked in the mains examination. So I feel that they should again and again write, revise, evaluate essay writing. And I feel in this examination the mantra is that read less, think more, and revise more, and write more. This is the mantra. I feel this plays an important role in essay paper as well. You have to read less and think more. You have to connect the dots between the different paragraphs. And the I feel for the essay writing, I got 135 marks in the essay. I feel that connecting the dots is very important. There should be congruence between the paragraphs you are writing. This should not be in a haphazard manner. It should be written.
Is there any tip for optional papers?
Yes, as the PSRF was my optional, and I did the coaching to the foundation coach to the main classes. So I feel for the paper one part A, ma'am's notes are more than sufficient, and write the previous year question. For the rest three parts, I feel ma'am's notes play the foundation role. And on that, what I have done is that, for suppose role of caste is mentioned in the syllabus in the paper one part B. I have written the articles of last 10 years with the scholar's name. For example, what Yogendra Yadav says, what Shwas Palsikar says, what C. Raja Mohan says on these topics. So I feel these scholars, along with the articles, when you write them in the examination, that contemporary, suppose in the mains examination, there was a there was a election in Delhi at that point of time. So I wrote the analysis of Shwas Palsikar of the Delhi election, how he analyzed the Delhi election, that developmental quotient is improving in the Indian politics. So I feel apart from ma'am's note, one should be thorough with the last 5 6 year articles on that topic. and it will be very happy for me that I have done all the work for the aspirants, be it in the GS, be it in the optional. I have made note for the every topic mentioned in the syllabus for the GS and the optional, and I am uploading them in my Telegram channel. And I feel not only me, they have helped me many toppers. Many of the friends who have used them and they have scored very good marks. So I feel they can help the aspirant community in the coming future.
Okay, sir. Sir, during your preparation stage, were you connected with social media or you completely avoided it?
Actually, I avoided the social media at that point of time, but I don't feel that it is a wise decision because UPSC preparation itself a long-term process. It is not an exam. I feel this is not an exam. This is a process, and the process takes its own time. So I don't feel that this is a personal discussion of an individual, whether he or she want to be on social media or not. But coming to myself, I avoid social media completely. But right now, after the result, I started.
What was the role of previous year questions in your prelims and mains?
Ma'am, I feel the previous year questions are the only Bible for this examination because I would give you examples. For example, the decline of parliament. This is asked every alternative year. The role of PRI in the women empowerment. This is asked every alternative year. Federalism is asked every alternative year. 1 year they will ask role of NGO, and then they will ask role of SHG. 1 year they will ask role of e-governance, then citizen charter. That means the themes are clear in the examination. Only those themes are touched upon, and I feel around 20 out of 12 to 13 questions the themes get repeated, if not the question. So I feel one should be thorough with the previous year question. And as I have not written test series anywhere in any coaching, I have not written a single question, or neither in the prelims nor in the mains in any coaching institution. I only relied on the previous year question, so I feel they are the Bible for this examination.
What did you did for your interview?
Ma'am, actually, I scored very less in the interview, only 150 over marks. So, in the interview, I feel this is interview is more about knowing yourself, your personality. Because I feel interview it is commonly called as interview, but it is personality test, and personality cannot be changed in within 2 3 months. So I feel in the interview, be who you are. Don't try to imitate someone. Don't try to imitate good language or good skills. I feel for the interview one should know himself or herself. This is the only mantra for, and stay honest as much as you possible.
Sir, is there any tip so that students can start developing their personality during their preparation stage?
Ma'am, I would say that if you can see that in these days the toppers or the selected candidates are from the good colleges. That means there are 700 colleges in India: IITs, IIMs, DU, JNU. The kind of grooming they are having at these colleges is in parallel. So, but the problem is that I used to also think that I am from a very small college. It has around 5 6 rooms only, I would say. So I used to think that the toppers are coming from this DU, JNU, St. Stephen's, Hindu, IITs. How can I compete in this examination? But fortunately, I feel that the mains examination should be the only reliable thing in this entire process, because mains is something which is your hands. Neither the interview is not in your hands. But I feel for the interview, instead of going for relying on the interview part, make sure that you score very good amount of marks in the mains so that you get into the holy PDF.
When did you decided to prepare for UPSC exam and
Actually,
why?
after 12th only, I decided to join the civil services. I got IIT at that point of time, but I left it for the BA. But unfortunately, I did my BA from a very small college. This was the unfortunate part in my life, which I still regret, because college life is very important in the life. It shapes the personality of an individual. But I did not enjoy any college life. And for the why question, I would say the why civil services. Was having some personal, professional, and the emotional reason, because the kind of background I comes from, uh, no one thinks about the civil services. There was only one IAS officer in my district before me. that 20 years back. So I feel coming from a grassroots, I have gained some knowledge of how the common masses are facing the problem. What are their common day-to-day problems of the common masses? So I feel if I enter the civil services, I will definitely we will be able to groom my career along with be able to do something impactful for the society as well.
What was your reaction after the result? The first reaction?
Actually, the result was first expected on the 28th of May. So we used to have on the internet only. The result will come in the 2 hours, 4 in the night, in the morning. But on the 30th of May, the time was almost fixed that before the lunch, the result will be out. So first, I got the PDF and I wrote my name first M, and slowly I wrote R I. Then I closed my eyes and I wrote DUL. And fortunately, with the blessing of Almighty God, the name was left by the yellow color. It was highlighted by the yellow color in my laptop, and I found my name in the holy PDF, the 247 rank. And the reaction was that I called my parents, and within 5 10 minutes, the news was circulated in the media and all. And I got the phone calls, and definitely I would say one message to the aspirants that civil services is the unparalleled career you can find out, and nothing is above this in the country like India. If you become an engineer, doctor, then you can do much for your society, much for your family, and for yourself. But becoming a civil servant, the kind of social prestige, the kind of respect you are having in the society is impeccable. This I feel that.
Who was your role model?
I feel my father is a role model for me and my mother as well, because he is a government teacher, and the pride of workmanship I have seen in him. For example, during the COVID times, his superior asked not to go to the school because schools are closed, but he gave an idea to the superior that we are paid by salary by the government. So why should we at home? We should be posted as a containment zone and all. And by his ideas, the teachers were posted in the district in the containment zone. This shows the pride of workmanship and dedication to the public service that our family was having. And secondly, I would say that my grandfather was really an inspiration to me because he has worked really hard in his life to get ourselves here. And I will say that whatever I am today, whatever rank I have got in the civil service examination, this is not the one man army. I have my entire support system behind me, which might not be visible right now, but I know that the entire ecosystem was behind me, motivated and supported me a lot in this journey.
Well, many school students are also preparing for UPSC. So, is there any tip for them?
Ma'am, I would say that this is the wrong strategy that they are relying upon. These days, some coaching institutions are there who are having some good attractive advertisement that we make IAS after class 12th, after class 10th. But I would give a message to them that I was also the part of that. I was also involved in that only. After class 12th, I got into some coaching institution in Indore. But after that, I found that these toppers are purchased by them in the lakhs of rupees. So I will not name the coaching institution there, but I would say that the kind of teachers they were teaching, they have not even in the prelims examination. They have not given the prelims examination, but they are teaching how to become an IAS officer. So I would say the students should make the informed choice. The parents should make the informed choice. The toppers are from the good institutions. They are from DU. They are from IITs. And if you want your children to become an IAS officer in the early age of 2023, this I became. So they should ensure that if toppers are going to good colleges, then why don't they? Because coaching do not make IAS. Coaching serves up the shops. They should go to good colleges. They should groom their personality. And I would say this is the personality test. The facets of the personality are tested at every stage in the prelims, in the mains, in the interview as well. So I would say the college life is very important and they should not dream their college life by going to this coaching institution and all. You should prepare in the second year of your graduation. After second year of their graduation, you're 20 or 21. You'll become the youngest officer in 2022 if you become an IS officer. So start preparing from the second year of the graduation, not from the after 12th or after class 12th only.
Is it necessary to join coaching?
Not at all, ma'am. Not at all. because I feel the coaching play only 5 to 7% of the part in this examination, and most of the toppers or the selected candidates do not join the coaching institutions. They only go for the interview guidance and they used to publish their name. So I feel that if you person need the coaching, then they should go for it. But in my personal opinion, uh, see, they are selecting the secretary to the government of India. They are not selecting any IIT or IIMs. They want the person who is social in their life. He has social skills, soft skills. So I don't. Somehow the question was there that the youths of good character are not joining the politics. This was the question in 2015, I think, in the GS4, that the youth of good character are not joining the politics. So how can a coaching institution or the book can answer this question? This is kind of maturity and the kind of understanding one is required to clear this examination, and this is not about the coaching institutions. One should develop the skill himself or herself only.
Any message for aspirants?
I would say the 3 4 messages I would like to give. First is that the motivation behind the civil services. And many people ask me that why motivation should be there, why how you take the exam in first attempt only. So I would say that why do you want to be an IS officer? Why civil services? This answer should be very clear to an aspirant that what he is aspiring for at the highest position of this country, and why did he or she want to join the IAS. This should be the inner motivation. No toppers can tell you that what his or her motivation was there. This is a personal discretion. And second one, I would say the syllabus. Read the syllabus thoroughly. Nothing is asked beyond the syllabus. And after that, read the notes, because I am uploading all my research and well authenticated notes in the Telegram channel, so they can download them, and they should not blindly follow them. They should make the informed choice. Whether by reading that note they are able to solve the previous question better, they are better than the other coaching institution material in the market. They should make the informed choice about the notes. And thirdly, I would say after reading these notes and the basic material, they should practice the previous year questions, both for the prelims and the mains. This I would say. And fourth, I would say the special message to the kids from the small background, rural background, who are not from the good colleges, because I feel that very less number of people are there in the first or second attempt who are from the small colleges, like our was Aryan college. So I don't feel that very less number of candidates who clear in this examination the very first attempt from the very small colleges. So I would say if I can, I am from a very tier 3 district. If I can do a simple BA from a dummy college, if I can do in the first attempt, anyone can. So don't be hesitated that some toppers are from the good colleges, they are from IITs, DU. You can also do if you work hard, and there is no any shortcut for the success. This is the toughest examination of the country, without any doubt. And if anyone needs any help, I would be more than happy. I am available 24/7 on my Telegram channel named Mridul Shivhare AI-247, and my contact link is there only. So anyone can contact me at any point of time if he is or she is facing any problem in this entire preparation journey.
Any question left by me which you would like to share?
Actually, the multiple questions, like first question I would say that you left is the current affair. Wherever I go, the student asked me how you prepared the current affair. Ma'am, I would say that in UPSC, it is not the current affair. It is the contemporary affair which is asked. For example, the coaching institutions teaches them the current affairs, but the question is contemporary affair. For example, US-China rivalry. The question is asked this year in the 2021 mains. This is not a issue of present day. This is from last 3 decades. Secondly, the question concept of Indo-Pacific in the Chinese power in the Indo-Pacific. This is not a issue of present or the today's era. It is the concept given by Shinzo Abe in the Indian Parliament 2007. So I feel you should identify the broad themes like hunger, poverty, women empowerment. The context may change. For example, the question was asked the role of women in the judiciary in the 2021 mains. Some coachings were saying that this was a current affair because of the speech of Honorable CGI on the women in the judiciary. But I feel the context was that the Gwalior High Court gave a judgment that a rapist should marry the girl whom he had raped. This shows the kinds of insensitivity of the judiciary towards the women issues. This was the context in whose light the question was asked. So I feel the questions remain the contemporary, that the women and judiciary, but the context gets changed. So instead of current affair, one should go for contemporary affairs, identify the themes in the PYQs, and prepare notes accordingly, and nothing will ask beyond them.
Again, sir, thank you so much.
Actually, I want to thank you that you have given a platform to share my views with the aspirant community. And my best wishes are there with the future aspirant, and I wish that they will come with the flying colors in this examination.